Hello Taurus friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Taurus June 2024 astrology horoscope forecast. I'm calling the theme of this month, Mars in your sign, so divine, and we will talk right from the beginning about all of these wonderful implications of Mars moving through your sign from June 10th through July 20th. But of course, there's so much more to discuss besides that, but that's just one of the things I'm most excited about this month for you. This is for you if Taurus is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Taurus placement you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. If you're a very late degree Taurus friend, so birthdays like May 15th through the rest of the sign, or Taurus degrees 23 or so degrees to the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Gemini report, as your very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. Okay, so let's just get on right from the beginning. Mars is going to go into Taurus on June 10th, and it will be there for most of the month. It will be there through July 20th. We only get Mars in our sign for a couple of months, 6 weeks, or however it turns out to be, every 2-ish years. So it's not one of the super rare transits that we talk about sometimes, but it is a chance to do some special things and have some extra energy towards things. So I want to start with that. The energy of Mars rules Aries, okay? So it has very much to do with, it's a fire sign, and it's very, very exuberant and energetic. And so when you have it in your sign, it enhances your determination and your stamina. Now, in general, Taurus can already do that, right? I mean, the ram and, the bull, the Taurus ox, all of this kind of ramming energy, there's a similarity between these energies is the point. But there's something different about it. There's an extra fire that goes when Mars is involved because of that Aries energy. And so this enhanced determination and stamina will allow you to have increased levels of perseverance. Taurus is already known for its staying power, but with this influence, you can definitely see a boost in your stamina, and you can see more determination for things that require long-term projects. Like if you need to have the stamina for a long-term project, it can help you, but you can get a lot done in a short amount of time. That's one of the things I really like about it, is that there's a steady pace for you to achieve success, and any seeds you plant now can still also grow into the future, but there's this concentrated period of time that also coincides with the stars being ripe for forward motion. So I'm going to just touch on that, and then we'll come back to this because it's very relevant here. Between May 14th and July 16th, we're completely free from personal planets being retrograde or their shadow periods. Personal planets being Mercury, Venus, and Mars. This is very important in our day-to-day experience because we're really affected by those planets closest to us, and we can see it in very obvious ways. When there's a retrograde or a shadow to a retrograde for one of those 3 planets, it makes things dicey, hard to plan, uncertain, unclear, wishy-washy. It makes it hard to get all the information. The tides are basically coming in during those times. And the tides will be coming in for the better part of the whole second half of 2024 and the beginning of 2025. So we've got this window, a rare window, because we're only going to just pop up for air somewhere in the last 6 months of the year. But this is your time when you've got, 8-ish weeks of just forward movement. And for a lot of that time, you're going to have Mars in your sign. So it's a time when it's good to do things. It's a time when it's great to take the bull by the horns. It's a time when it's great to, be proactive, and where the things that you're doing now have more of a chance for long-term outcomes, because when you do things in a retrograde, a lot of times it's wrapping up old stuff, or it's short-term stuff, or it's not going to work out the way you think it is, and you're not dealing with that now. So you can make the most of it because of that time frame. Big purchases, big sales, negotiations, contracts, if you have to buy a new car or buy a new house or get a new device, or, consult with someone about something, make an investment, have a launch, change your job, move. All of those things are great between the middle of May and the middle of July. And now with Mars in Aries originally, that will make you very motivated and obsessed. And then as it moves into your sign, that's going to add to the stamina that you need and the detail-orientedness that you need to make things happen. It's also really great for financial initiatives. So Mars moving through that place. So basically wherever Mars is, our obsession follows. And Mars is going to be in the things that Taurus likes. So, anything having to do with business invention, basically a lot of the things that I just mentioned, that it's a good time for new starts, is also specifically ruling the business aspect of things. So, anything having to do with long-term securities, initiating projects, anything that you want to have financial returns. Mars is going to help you take charge of your financial situation. Also, physical activity and health. Aries rules physical activity and health. So when Mars is involved, all of the Arian things get rolled into wherever it is. So you've got this zest for physical activity. You've got this zest for health. Mars will energize your physical body. It could give you solutions to things that were making you tired. You may have to, again, be proactive to try to get solutions as to why you're more tired than you were, or why you're not having the stamina. And the transit can actually help you to solve those mysteries and to get your energy back. So something else that you can do is really focus on physical activity. So start a new fitness routine, like a physical exercise routine, spending more time outside, things like that. The Mars in Taurus also has great energy for achieving goals, any goals, but especially long-term goals. Or if you have a short-term project that spans the time of this, you can just get the project done. This is really great also for cultivating patience and with trying to work with your emotions. I'm going to talk more about a nasty aspect that we have this month. And that will be another touch point that can kind of blend into this, where basically looking into reasons why there might be repressed energy, this can help that. So you can, heal if there's any hidden things there. Or also heal if you're around angry people and that's causing trouble for you. Okay, so you can pursue your passions with practical outcomes. So this is a time when the zest of Mars combines with, something practical in any different way. This can also be great for enhancing sensuality in relationships. Taurus people are so deliberate with the things that they do, and they're very sensual as far as like the senses, the actual senses. So there's things that you see and things that you smell and taste and feel and, all of that. I have very fond memories of thinking of my friend that is on the cusp of Taurus to Gemini. And I just see her, with a cup of tea, cozy with, a soft blanket, deliberately cleaning her crystals and just like getting the dust off of everything and getting everything just so deliberate and sensual about everything. And this is a time that's really excellent for deepening the physical and emotional connections within relationships or to the things around you, just the world around you in general. It can also be great for helping you to assert your needs and assert your desires, because the energy of Aries is assertive. And so anything that you have in the sensual arena that needs to be discussed, you can use that Aries energy to kind of get through the awkwardness or get through the hesitance of claiming something that could be great. Okay, so besides, it's a big deal to have Mars in your sign, but we have a lot more than that going on. So let's talk about all of that. We've got Jupiter going into Gemini for the first time at the end of May, from May 2024 through June 2025. I will have a separate series on that, Jupiter in Gemini for all signs, and then I'll have one, Jupiter in Gemini just for Taurus. So you won't want to miss that. If you are subscribed to my channel, yay. If you're not and you like my work, then definitely subscribe. If you are subscribed, click the bell, because you will not get my notifications if you don't click the bell. This is what I've heard. So the reason I'm telling you this is because I want to make sure that you get all of the notifications for all the things I post. I'll post special about the new moon. I post special things about the full moon, other important aspects, and this Jupiter series. So just want to make sure that you are getting my stuff. Now, Jupiter for the long term, and then the short term, new moon on June 6th, Mercury, the Sun, and Venus are all going through Gemini. So let's talk about what the Gemini energy looks like, and then let's talk about what area of your life as a Taurus this is accentuating for you. Gemini energy is a spiral. It's all over the place. It's highly social. It's highly curious and interested in things. It's a voracious learner. So you may find these aspects of yourself come out, or that you take on those energies. It's a fantastic time for learning something, taking a course, being curious, self-discovery, discovery about other things, being the tourist in your own town, traveling near and far. It's just a really good time for general expanding of horizons, especially with Jupiter there. because it's ruled by Sag, and that's what Sag does. But, with all of this short-term energy, it's just great for social interactions. You'll be very busy. You'll be probably overdoing it, burning the candle at both ends, driving around, talking, interacting with people like crazy. That will start to ground out as the planets get into Cancer as the month goes on, but it will be in full force for a while, and Jupiter will be there for a long time. So, just kind of be aware that social connections, your relatives, anything having to do with speaking, writing, editing, things like that are coming into the scene, and it's a really exciting time. Now, specifically for Taurus, this lights up your second house. It's your second house of money. It's your second house of Taurus. So all of the things that make you a Taurus are getting accentuated by Jupiter's movement. All of the things that make you a Taurus are getting accentuated in the long term by Jupiter, but in the short term by the new moon on June 6th at 16 degrees Gemini. Venus, the Sun, and Mercury. Okay, so money, finances, financial IQ, earning power, earning confidence, material connections, gardens, gardening, living in sync with the world, good food, good conversation, good people. That's what this time is really about. It's the sensual connection of interacting with the world through all of your senses consciously, combined with interacting with other people and enjoying that immensely. So it's a time really for great fun, and it's really lighthearted, and it's, in some ways, I don't want to say superficial because that can sound like a bad thing, but it's a time where some of the heaviness can just be like, just lift a little bit and just have a little fun, take a little break, take a vacation, take a staycation. This is an amazing time with all of these energies. All right, so we talked about the new moon on June 6th. That's a special time for seed planting, a special time for making wishes, a special time for anything that has to do with, trying to plan something for the future. And one of the good things it's good to do is reflect and write, because Mercury and Gemini rule, Mercury rules Gemini, and Mercury and Gemini rule writing. So writing and reflecting, setting achievable goals to improve your communication, setting achievable goals to effectively communicate your ideas through work or through home. This can also have to do with networking events. This can have to do with exploring a new hobby, anything that requires mental engagement, chess, solving a puzzle, just something that could be fun, again, and lighthearted, just taking a break. All right, so the days around June 21st, we have the full moon at 1 degree of Capricorn, and this is a really good time to do a professional review. Are you on track with your work? Are you, evaluate your current career path? Are you where you want to be? What can you improve? Anything like that. It's also a great time to declutter your workspace, just kind of very lightly, like any low-hanging fruit. You've got things that need to be dealt with. It's not necessarily, because the Gemini energies will be very scattered. So it's more of a time to blaze through and clear up things here, clear up things here. Remember, it's a spiral. So you'll be doing this, your spiral here, your spiral there, spiral here. But it could be a great time to commit to a challenge, because Capricorn is the mountain goat that climbs up the mountain somehow against all odds. And so taking something on could be really great. And it could involve work, but it doesn't have to. But anything involving work, employment, your place out in the world, father figures could come to completion, fruition, possibly drama, for better or worse. Because remember that that's a fellow earth sign. So something really exciting about this full moon is that it is making a nice angle for you. And that can bring even more positive blessings. So everyone can get the goodies from that. But if you're in the early zone, so if you're like an April-born Taurus, April 19, 20, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, in there, you may get an extra special kiss from this full moon, but don't worry if you're not in that zone, because everybody can get the goodness from this, and everybody can use it to bring something out in the world, to showcase something. Some really great dates for launches. I'm going to include a date at the end of May in case you're watching this early, just because it's so fabulous. I did talk about this in the May report. The days around May 23rd are amazing for taking action on anything. We're in the open star zone, and we've got 4 aspects over the course of 2 days. Magnificent time. June 2nd, 3rd, 4th, we've got a series of sweet aspects, which I'll get to. But then, and now here on June 21st. So you've got a few touch points. You can do important things at any time, but these are some times when there's extra energy to getting stuff out in the world. So specifically for Taurus, this fullness, completion, fruition drama can also come in your house of Sagittarius. So this can be the trip that you've always wanted to take, an international trip, meeting a language learning goal, meeting a spiritual goal, meeting, just finding a solution to a problem, having optimism be applied where, there might have been some darkness or pessimism. Anything with creative solutions, because this is happening in this 9th house. This is also teaching and learning. So you may, or someone close to you may be completing something. You may be going to a graduation at this time, or you may be completing, something with your education, or maybe making a decision to go back and finally study something that you've been wanting to study. And this is a fantastic time to make those decisions. Okay, so let's see. We've got the nasty aspect to talk about still. And then, well, actually, let's talk a little bit about the Cancer energy. Okay, so as the month goes on, the energy will move from Gemini into Cancer. It will ground out this spiraling and this mental active energy and social energy into kind of like a deeper internal space, quiet space, intimate gatherings, family-oriented stuff. And you may need some quiet and may need to recover and may need to kind of be a recluse a little bit and have some introverted counterbalance to the extroverted earlier part of the month. This is going to light up, strangely, your house of Gemini that all the planets are just leaving. So you may retreat and write, or retreat and create, or, retreat and journal, or retreat and just interact with one person. That's less overwhelming. So there is this movement into the emotional inner world that will take place. Things will quiet down and get a little more personal, a little closer together. Okay, so my favorite aspects of the month, and remember you can get more of these when you sign up for my newsletter at anniehelpsyou.com, put your name and email address in there, and you'll get my sweet and salty dates and all of that. But I am going to give you some more dates here. Okay, so June 4th, we have one of the luckiest aspects of the year. We had 2 of these in May when Jupiter got together with the Sun and Venus, and now we have Jupiter getting together with Mercury in Gemini. Okay, so all this is happening in your money sector, and this can really help your finances. I've had a huge money focus for Taurus for the report for May, so if you didn't hear that, you might want to check that out, especially if you're watching early. And this kind of continues that story into June. It's very hard to always fit the energies at play into one calendar month because they often flow, into different months and they don't stay defined in a month. And that money opening and money possibility really, really comes into this month from last month as well. And these aspects can be absolutely powerful. You can win money, you can, win the best job, you can earn a raise, you can get a good contract with work or a good client. So June 4th, one of the luckiest days of the year. Then we've got June 3rd and 4th, Mercury in Gemini will trine Pluto in Aquarius, which is, another amazing time, which kind of goes along with June 2nd. June 2nd to June 3rd and 4th, we've got Jupiter trining Pluto and Mercury conjunct with Jupiter, and then Mercury trining Pluto. So all of this is happening at once, and all of this has to do with money, really, because it's in your house of finances. So it's a really big deal. Plus it has to do with Gemini things, friendships, relationships, communication, things like that, but it is in your money house. So June 2nd, but it's a long transit because it's 2 outer planets. So really like May 19th through June 20th, long transit, could even be before and after then, culminating on the 2nd. You are really in this zone of absolute financial manifestation. This can also have to do with living more in sync with the earth for Tauruses who are very in touch with the environment, who are in touch with the garden, who are in touch with nature. This can be powerful advances along sustainability. This can also, just be powerful nature experiences or really immersive nature experiences. And anything you do now, that's why I like the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th. There's so much power behind this for something new or something. Because whenever you start something new, it's a birth date. That day is the birth date for the new thing. So if you start something new and these dates, you program into it all of these aspects, which is like completely outstanding. Jupiter rules expansiveness. So it's the view from the top of the mountain, the 360 view. Pluto rules depth. So you've got the ultimate in breadth and the ultimate in depth in this aspect in a nice angle. So, you know, you can't go wrong. It just expands everything that you want to do. And it makes it takes everything deep and wide. So the dicey aspect of the month is in the days around June 11th. This is when Mars in Taurus will square Pluto in Aquarius. I'm giving this a week window. So like June 4th through June 17th or 18th, the closer to around June 11th. It is a nasty aspect. So it's not like all these other sweet ones, although they are happening where they can, you know, affect some of this as well. But, you know, blow-ups, exaggerated and dangerous responses, ego conflicts, power struggles, violence, you name it. So be in a safe space, trust your intuition, don't antagonize somebody. You know, you don't have to be scared of this, just be aware. And if you're into inner work, this is an amazing time to excavate repressed emotions. So you can use a qualified practitioner to help you get in safely to trauma and just like anything that has been holding you back and free you. That's why I'm smiling. I'm not smiling because of the bad stuff. I'm smiling because this doesn't just have to have a negative potential of its manifestation. We can actively use this energy, which is why I tell you about this beforehand, because you can schedule in this time frame, you know, doing inner work or, you know, showing up to deal with something that has been the white elephant in the room or the thing that has been the subconscious layer that has been a problem for you. And then you can leave that being in more joy and more fun and more lightness, which is what these Gemini energies are about. So it's kind of cool that it's all happening at the same time, because while the moments of when this aspect may manifest won't feel as light and upbeat as the rest of the Gemini energy is, when you get through it and you clear it, everything could be so much better off for it, you know, kind of like shaking off the emotion and shaking off the energy that's been hanging on you. And then you're like, oh, having a good cry, maybe, you know, that's one way that it can manifest for sure. But overall, this is a very, very positive month. There are so many sweet aspects, as we talked about, so many exciting things for Taurus to look forward to and to activate. We've covered a lot about what's going on right now and in the upcoming times astrologically, but if you want even more free stuff from me, go to anniehelpsyou.com. That is my interface for all of my free goodies. And if you want to learn astrology, click on the up level button and you can find my astrology certification course. Even if you want to learn for your own personal purposes or to help your family and friends, I can help you to do that. If you want to earn money as an astrologer, I can help you to do that. Of course, like any other education, what you do with what I teach you is up to you. But I've had many people start earning money for doing astrology within even months of doing this course. And it's very rare that you can get trained in a vocation that literally you can pay your tuition off in 12 hours of work once you're trained. So it's a really, really wonderful course, and it just keeps growing. It has over 100 modules. It's very, very comprehensive, and you get lifetime access. If you want to access my secret star portal, you can click on the upgrade button at anniehelpsyou.com. You'll get all of my content very early. Plus, you'll get my written horoscopes early, plus a lot of other info. And if you haven't joined my free VIP community, you can click on the Unleash, or you can just put your name and email address there at anniehelpsyou.com. And you can sign up and get my sweet and salty dates right up 1 month early with lots of transits and other things for you to know. You can get my free goodies, a relax, unwind, and let go subliminal to help you stay calm during tough astrological transits. You can get my 28-day virtual coaching program for free. And I've also made a player page at anniehelpsyou.com/astrology, where you can see all of my podcasts and the playlists and my YouTube playlist all in one place that's constantly updated. If there is something that's time-stamped, the timestamp will be somewhere around. In eclipse seasons, you can click on the eclipse playlist and it will be always updated for which videos for you to watch to get you up to speed on how the eclipses may affect you, or just to understand what's going on even when we're out of eclipse season. So you can go to anniehelpsyou.com/astrology for one easy location for all of my content. I hope you have a wonderful time until I am with you again. Bye. Oh, and one last thing. If you're subscribed on YouTube, make sure you click the bell and subscribe to whatever podcast report, because I do post fairly regularly, and I've been told that if you subscribe on YouTube and you do not click the bell, you won't get my notifications and my very frequent posts. So make sure, if you're subscribed, click the bell. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, like, share, all of that good stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.